So, this video is going to be controversial against the people who are responsible for protecting America, right? Throughout the years, I traveled to some really interesting places, especially to Anchorage, Alaska, and I travel also to Fairbanks, Alaska, where they had lots of veterans from the Vietnam War there. And I used to give them rides to the hospitals for their checkups, because during the Vietnam War, the government was using unconventional bioweapons against the Vietnamese that caused a lot of U.S. soldiers to have permanent nerve damage, as well as all sorts of horrible health issues, because at that time they were cloud seeding, they were spraying the skies with all sorts of biological weapons, and doing low altitude sprays at the Vietnamese on the ground, under the mud, on their mud huts. And so some of the U.S. soldiers got, caught in between the crossfire of unconventional bioweapons, and they now have permanent damage on their nerve systems. And not only that, I have had a lot of friends of mine who went to the Operation Iraqi Freedom, and what was going on there was basically a gangster warfare, where they would go in, they would poison the well, they would poison all the public water system, and then have all the population chase U.S. soldiers for clean water, because majority of all the public water system for the population in Iraq had depleting uranium, which is like a toxic thing that is like a nuclear material that deteriorates your DNA. It kills everything. So a lot of newborns in Iraq had a lot of newborns were deformed with horrible health conditions. And so to get the population to give information to the U.S. soldiers, they would trap them, poison all the public utilities, and then force the population to get help from the U.S. soldiers. And it was basically a gangster warfare. And then on the top of it all, they were going in towns, smashing cars with Humvees, and doing that operation. There was a lot of soldiers at that time who was communicating with a bunch of activists and journalists internationally to show people what was going on the ground. It wasn't like bringing democracy there. It was basically killing the fucking population, civilians, not Iraqi soldiers and people working for Saddam Hussein. Because Saddam Hussein was taken out in 100 hours, right? But then the Bush administration went in there and started wiping out the population. About 8 million people, 8 million civilians got terminated, and then their offspring got poisoned with horrible uranium side effects from nuclear materials that was put in a public water system. So the Iraqi war was an absolute disaster. It was a crime against humanity like you wouldn't believe. It was Vietnam 10 times worse. It was like a gangster warfare, basically. So soldiers, they came back home. Majority of them committed suicide, health issue, depression, horrible side effects that they were feeling psychologically. They went in, they came back, they didn't die at war, they freaking killed themselves. Thousands of them killed themselves because of that. So here at home, the military, the Pentagon, was funding artists like Katy Perry and all these other feminist groups to join the military. So they did join the military. They changed the whole culture of the military to be pro-gay, pro-LGBTQ, pro-women rights, and all that. So the men, they were like, okay, we got to get out of here. We're not going to join the military anymore. These women's, they can take care of the country. They can take care of national defense. All these gay lesbians, okay? They can just put themselves in higher positions of the military and take care of everything. So that's why you got nuclear waste management guy being a transsexual. You got the head of the health department here in America, also another transsexual and stuff like that. And we're seeing a lot of change of culture inside the military because people are not joining the military. So now I get people harassing me, trying to get me to join the military. Okay, why would I join the military? Why would I join the military? Why? The military became a cult. You go out, you get a bunch of boomers like saluting and all that. You get discounts here and there. At the end of the day, it's just like we got $31 trillion in national debt. We lost the war in the Middle East. We were protecting poppy fields in Afghanistan. We lost the Afghanistan war. Just disaster after disaster. My tax dollars went to give to Iranium. Okay? People in Iran received billions of dollars cash that was given to Iran. ISIS at that time was getting airdrops. They were getting airdrops to invade Libya and invade other countries because ISIS was a creation of the CIA. So the Pentagon was fighting a CIA operation in the Middle East that caused $31 trillion in national debt. Why would I join the military? Ukraine just now, almost what? $100 billion. I got the documents of the U.S. Army Biological Warfare Laboratory that was funded throughout Ukraine for unethical warfare biolab research facilities. Back in 2012, 2014, the CIA created a massive change of government in Ukraine to create Zelensky and stuff like that. Now we're at proxy war against Russia because we invaded Ukraine and put a bunch of unethical biological research facilities in Ukraine. Why would I join the military? You got people committing suicide. You got the disasters over there in Iraq. We lost the war in Afghanistan. Children was like being dragged outside a freaking Air Force airplane back home. Thousands upon thousands of civilian spies couldn't stay in Afghanistan, so now they're housed everywhere in Europe and the EU. So not only you fucked the entire civilian population, you had to bring them into the EU. You got a bunch of fucking people leaving war-torn zone in Syria going to Europe. You got hundreds and thousands of civilian allocation outside of Ukraine. Why should I join the military? Why should I be the face of the U.S. Army? Like this is me, right? This is my gun here. It's not even real. Like, it's fake. So why should I hold my gun there with all my patches and just look at all the civilian population being allocated throughout Europe and just, feel that deep shame inside of me of like, I'm my government is responsible for all of this. Like, my tax dollar funded all this shit. Like, why should I join the military? Not long ago, The Navy, their ship couldn't see straight and hit a freaking low tide and sunk. Billions of dollars just went out, washed away, because lack of training in the Navy. Why? I mean, just why should I be the face of the U.S. Armed Forces? Like, see this right here? It's blood. See the blood on this quarter right here? See this blood on the quarter here? See this shit right here? Blood in the quarter. That's the only thing a U.S. soldier had in his pocket in the war zone. See this shit? It's blood. Air Force didn't see, blew up, thousands of U.S. soldiers got killed. And the only thing that was left but body parts everywhere was this little quarter here. There's blood in it. Look, blood. Blood. Why should I join the military? I mean, I feel shame for just saying all of this. And then, you know, the military has the guts to assign people over to me and be like, oh, the only way for you to have a family, the only way for you to have happiness in life is if you join our branches of any military. Shit, I would love to be in the Navy right now. I would be the first one signing up to go in the military. Shit, when I was younger, man, I would have went straight into military school. I would be top of the class of the Navy SEAL, ready to strike at any moment. But whatever we have right now is not America. No way in hell. No way. After World War II, that was real America. Way after World War II. America, strong, independent, fighters, won the war, didn't create proxies, didn't protect poppy fields. After World War II, what do you got? You got Kissinger, who was head of the Pentagon for advisories, who was a mob. You got the CIA back in the day running the Rothschild family's banking dynasty funds and controlling all the poppy fields in Afghanistan and in Vietnam. And then you created Bin Laden, who blew up the Twin Towers. You gave him all the weapons. You gave him all the Stingray missiles to fight the Soviets in Afghanistan. He won. And then the CIA saw an opportunity to blow up the Twin Towers, to go invade Iraq, to go invade Libya, to go invade Syria. So, all I can say is that if you're in the military psychological warfare operations, every time I see a soldier in the street, I just put my head down. I'm just like, there's nothing to be proud here. There's absolutely nothing to be proud here. The terrorists won the war. The terrorists took our freedoms away. We have zero constitutional rights. Private corporations own our rights on social media, on everything you can think of. The Pentagon, the CIA passed the Patriot Act bill. Took all of every rights we have. And then you got a bunch of moron yuppies running around saying that freedom ain't free. Freedom ain't free. Like, you gotta go to Iraq and poison the civilization population and kill 8 million of them because freedom ain't free. Freedom ain't free. Not one person inside the military stood up for the COVID-19 fiasco that's still killing people up to this day. So I'm not joining the military. So I'm going to send this video over to a bunch of recruiters over in Texas. And I'm going to say it very clearly. Stop assigning people over to me. Stop using psychological warfare on me. Yes, I'm not going to have a perfect wife, family with a perfect little children wearing the uniform and being proud of the American flag. No. I'm probably going to try to sell my shit, or I'm probably going to have to run away over to across the border to find me a wife or something. Or I'm just going to send the embassies throughout the world. I'm going to send this video specifically to explain to them that, hey, the U.S. Army is running psychological warfare operations on the population because they can't recruit new people inside the military. They can't get all the TikTok, famous yuppies to join the military. They can't get enough lesbians and LGBTQ people to join the military. There's not enough of them. So now they're isolating all of us. They're destroying our finances. And then they're assigning couples and beautiful people to see and be like, see? He's wearing the uniform. If you wear one, you're going to have family. You're going to have a brand new Dodge. And you're going to have military housing. And all of this shit. So I have to ask embassies throughout the world, like, if you could find me, let's say, a rogue entity, a really bad person out there who got arrested for drug or crimes somewhere in Russia or somewhere out of a war-torn nation, assign them over to me. You're gonna get everything you want. You're gonna get U.S. citizenship. You can marry me and all that shit, and then I'll give you the privileges of being my wife and not being part of this military shit. We're being psychologically participating on it. So it's a shame, man. It's an absolute fucking shame. I have never felt so much shame in my whole life. When I looked at a person wearing a fucking uniform, this is what I think here. A bunch of poor people that sign up to join the fucking military to get free benefits, to get free college, to get free housing, and to get discounts on a car. To go out and murder half of the fucking population in Iraq and then lose the fucking war. And then take all of our freedoms away and then micromanage everybody's speech online. And who is socially acceptable, who is socially unacceptable. And then you open the floodgates for a bunch of spies out of Israel to flood the education system, to flood DC, and to flood the banking system. So they infiltrated half of America, and now recruiters are just like, man, how come not that many people are joining the military to go fight for Israel and spend $31 trillion in national debt? Shit, how come I can't get enough women and gay people to join the military? Just look at rape statistic in the military right now for men. Unreported rape is at all times high in the military for men. Why should I join the military? Why? Why should the Navy is going to have to raise the recruitment age up to what, 60 to 70? Probably more. The game is rigged, man. The game is absolute fucking rigged. You're going to be holding an AR-15, and then this is the only thing that's going to be in your fucking pocket, and the blood is going to be dripping out of this fucking quarter. And that's the only memories you're going to have out of Warzone. Oh yeah, remember that guy? Remember this guy here, man? Remember this guy here? Who got blown up by his own comrade in the battlefield? Some drone strike went in there and boom, blow up everybody, man. Blow up everybody. Woohoo, America, look at my legs flying away. So, the shit that it is going on in Europe right now, the mass migration allocation in Europe, the thousands and millions of Iraqi and Afghanistan civilian spies who couldn't stay there in Europe right now. You're responsible for all of that. I'm not going to be holding my gun there. Yeah, I'm a U.S. soldier. I'm ready to kill the people who, I poisoned. And now they're here. Nah, man. Fuck that shit, man. Stop assigning me people, because that's your face over there, man. That's not my face over there. That's your face. Okay? Under that uniform, wearing a gun and all that shit, that's your face for the rest of the world to see. I'm not putting my face on that. I already paid enough of my share with my fucking taxes that I still have to pay for, aid to countries I don't even know about. But yeah, they have so much to say about me and what I have to say. Isn't that great? So just stop assigning people over to me. It's not working. I'm not going to join the military. And a lot of people are going to go homeless. A lot of people are going to feel the pressure of the military trying to starve them to death so they can join something, so that they can walk around with their little family and show off to everybody that they're wearing their proud American soldier outfit with their 30 years contract under the service, and then getting vaccinated. Like, all right, you're forced to get this shit now. Have fun. The amount of Vietnam soldiers that I saw and that I interacted with told me exactly the same shit I'm telling you right now. Don't go into the fucking military. Don't go. My generation was told to don't go. All of my friends who said, who went to Iraqi Operation Freedoms and everything you can think of, don't join the military. Was the college benefit worth it? No. Was the pussy worth it? No. Was a bullet in the head worth it because of suicide? No. The amount of people who got married here had that cheap shot dopamine of being like, yeah, I'm a soldier, look at my hot girlfriend here, went to war, she cheated, took half of his fucking pay, half of everything, and now the guy comes back home with nothing and shoots himself. The amount of stories that I've heard of guys committing themselves because of failed marriage, because of alcohol and drug use, don't even get me fucking started. So stop assigning people over to me, man, because I'm not gonna put my face out there. I might join the military if I'm able to wear a mask. Like the Batman guy. Why does he wear a mask? I might just wear a mask. Then I might probably join the military with a mask on. But I'm not gonna put my face out there for the rest of the world to see. Fuck, dude.